readers. You're listening to Pages Across the Prairies with Adriana
and Christine,
your virtual book club where two besties dive into stories and spill all our thoughts.
Think of it like your coziest book club, but without the dress code. So grab your book, pour your favorite drink, and let's talk chapters.
Welcome back. We're on part 2 of When We Lost Our Heads. This is a section full of spoilers. So if you haven't read the book, close your ears.
Full of spoilers.
Okay, so where do we want to start? Usually we just kind of Wild West, like anything we want to talk about right away with the book. Yeah, rapid fire. We'll try to be a little bit more organized this time for the sake of listeners. Yes. So, was this book what you expected based off our pretty pink cover and our dressed up character on the front of it? Yeah, is that what you expected when you read?
No. When I started reading the book, it was on audio, so I knew what the cover looks like, but I never read the back. Maybe if I had read the back, I would have had more of an idea of what it was about, but I just read the book blindly, saw the cover, and was like, oh, that's a pretty cover. We should read that. And then on we went.
Yeah. I was like, that's a cool cover. It looks like it might be Victorian. And on we went.
Exactly.
I did get Marie Antoinette vibes, actually, from the cover.
I didn't even clue that together, so good catch. Yeah. Well, your brain was right.
It was. It's definitely not what I thought. I didn't read up anything on this book, but this is certainly not what I thought it would be.
No. Yeah, I'm really bad at judging a book by its cover, so, I mean...
Yeah, this is one you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
And then with the first entry right away of them and the guns going forward...
Yes.
I don't know if anybody could have expected, like, the absolute mayhem that...
Oh my goodness.
that occurred in this book.
Just right off the hop. It was like, okay, what did I just get into? It was not at all. Did you want to keep going after the first chapter?
I did. I was so tied in. I think it slowed down for me a bit as the girls got older. It just seemed like several stories in one for me, but...
Yeah, there was a lot of stories in one, but I liked that we could follow along.
Yeah. It was weird to me when they became separate.
Yeah, I feel like we lost a lot.
And things slowed down again, but I don't know. Otherwise, like, I was pretty tied in. And then again, when Sadie was an adult living in the Squalid Mile. I mean, you can't really call that slow-paced, but no. I was not intrigued by what was happening, so I just kind of put the book down for a bit.
Yeah, that's fair. There was some lulls in the book, I think.
Yeah. Did you have a character whose story you enjoyed listening to more? That you were like, oh, it's them again?
I mean, I have a favorite character, but favorite story? That is a good question. As much as I despised Sadie, I always wanted to know what she was up to.
Yeah, you were just like everybody else.
I know, but...
Just intrigued.
I wanted to know what she was writing about, because it's like, how is somebody so removed from a different lifestyle, but still also removed from the lifestyle that she's currently living in, is surviving? Because she doesn't fit into either world.
No, she doesn't. I tried really hard to like her. She was brave, I guess. As a child, just her idea of like, people not appreciating her intelligence and her recognizing that so early. And that there wasn't really a place in the world for her. I really wanted to like her because she was fighting back.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
Yeah, I don't like her in the slightest.
No.
Where she lost me was when she shot the cat for no reason.
I realized that that's what you were talking about, wasn't it? Yeah. If you had mentioned one little scene making you hate a character, and why did that have to happen? But with Sadie, why did anything have to happen? She was...
That's true. That's so true. Because she was dramatic and just like a few other people, and misery and death kind of just followed around.
I think she really liked it. Yeah. I couldn't quite wrap my brain around Sadie.
No, I couldn't either. She was a wild card in this book.
And actually, the author said it was difficult to write her.
Really?
I think that's why she liked her, was because she was difficult to write.
I can see it. Yeah, she was very wild.
She was. She was just weird. Like, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. How you write a character that is so unpredictable.
Yeah, and why is Marie indulging this? What's going on?
Yeah. What about you?
Marie. I liked her stuff just because it was the lap of luxury. And I'm like, ooh, indulging in that even at the end. And here's the spoiler, because when she died and people realized this was the turn of events and you're not going to have this kind of luxury again. I very much enjoyed what's Marie doing next, what she's going to spend money on next. I was like the little townspeople watching her.
Here's just another one peeking into windows. being said,
I was.
I do really like how all like she went shopping and when she went to go see the mermaid. That was all very fascinating.
Was. Yeah, those trips were kind of just, that seemed off topic to me. The mermaid, and then she goes and buys the paintings for Sadie. And can we get back to the plot, please?
Yeah, I think it all just shows how much wealth she had.
Yeah. And was it called an animatronic?
An automaton.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was looking them up because I couldn't picture what an automaton was. And then you went to the museum in Moose Jaw, and I actually was there last weekend, and I went there and saw
Did you see it?
the automaton that you had seen. Yes, I did.
Thing. Isn't it so fun?
I mean, I wanted to sit there and really process and look at the pieces and how it all worked, but I had a 3-year-old running rampant, so I didn't get to, but next time.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty. I'm glad that you got a chance to go see it before we talked about it, because I was so excited when I saw it and had to send you the picture.
There's actually a lot in that museum that kind of made me think about. So the Western Development Museum in Moose Jaw, that's what we're talking about. And they have an automaton.
Yes.
Yes, theirs is a horse, right?
Yeah, it's a mechanical horse, and it has a real horse tail, and it's like nailed on the back end, and all the hair is attached to a little piece of leather.
Ew.
It just makes me think of the deer that was in the book. I'm like,
Yes.
Did it have real hair too?
I loved Marie's passion originally for figuring out how things worked and wanting to take things apart. They never really followed up on that. Clearly, she was very business-minded and very intelligent, but I was hoping for more growth that way, I guess, in her character.
Yeah, that would have been nice, because she had a lot of intelligence that way, and like, I'm not saying she wasn't intelligent in other ways, but her life could have gone a whole different way. And at the end of the day, I'm extremely disappointed by how her life turned out and how she ran things.
Yeah. So I guess the question, and I saw somebody else ask this, like, the question is, if things hadn't happened to her the way they did, do you think she would have stayed? And it's the same for Sadie. It's the same for most of the characters. Like, if these pivotal tragic moments had not occurred in their lives, do you think that they would have become the little monsters that they were?
I think, I don't know, because there's so much obsession between the two that they were like always linked to each other. So it's either, I feel they both would have had to take the straight and narrow, or they both would have become what they became. Or
Sadie's not going to.
No. Or, on the other hand, if Sadie and her had a relationship since day one and they stayed close and all that, maybe Marie would have not had such a crazy obsession. And just, well, I've got her, I'll just continue on doing what I'm doing.
I don't think so.
It's hard to believe that side, because they were so bound by whatever.
The author said, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but they were supposed to originally be enemies, antagonists to each other. But yeah, she said every time she put them on a page, though, they just wanted to be together.
I feel like they still are enemies in a sense, even though they are together. I feel like that quote of the hating friends, that's them though, because I feel like there was still so much that they despised about each other. It was
like, you think it was just actual they despised each other?
I think there was always a few drops of that in there, even when they were living together in their late 20s.
I just felt like they were just competing, constantly competing. And once they had established themselves as people in their own right, that it was like they could be together then, because it was...
I mean, that could be.
That's just how I felt.
Yeah, that's an interesting take on it too.
So who was your favorite character?
I really like George. I know though, but she was clever and thoughtful and can be bold.
Yes.
And knows right from wrong and understands there's consequences. And I just liked seeing her character develop. At the end, I was just like, all those riches are all meant to be hers.
And she was happy with, like she said, it was something, I can't remember the exact quote, but she was like, you don't need super extravagant to be happy.
That's it.
She was happy in her little apartment with her tea.
She wasn't greedy and ended up moving up a class anyways, all by herself. And honestly, she got the best life out of all the characters.
I kind of found her boring.
Yeah, she's the safe character to like.
Yeah, I loved the quote at the end. She said something about caring. Was that when they were talking about her gender too? Yeah, I wish I should have had the exact quote here, but I really enjoyed that. I do like her principles and her morals. For me, when I was kind of like, George, you're not the moral ground of this story anymore, it was when she pointed to Sadie in the audience.
was crushing. That was pretty rude.
Yeah, I was like, you can be mad, but these girls are going to kill her.
Yeah.
And you're okay with that? Well, George, you and I have a problem.
Yeah. That was exceptionally disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of just like, even the book overlooked that.
Yeah.
In a way, because it just moved on. It's like, oh yeah, but George is still great. I was like, we're literally trying to kill somebody.
Hold up. She's just, yeah.
I did love George, and I loved the introduction of George, and the author said George was just herself. Like, she just came into the book, and she was just George. And I love that. I love that for George, but no.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't like Mary because she was just super selfish.
Yeah, that was the problem with her, hey?
I couldn't stand her. Like, yeah, she's a superb baker, but she didn't not look at the consequences. And that really irritated me, and she just had tunnel.
I was wondering.
She had tunnel vision of hate. And I was like, just get to your cakes and beat it out in the dough.
Well, she was forced. Yeah, I was going to make a crude joke. I'm not going to. I think she would have just been in her bakery if Mary hadn't taken it away. If Marie hadn't taken away Mary's bakery in the first place, I think she would have.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, well, you made me do this. I've lost a finger now, and now you're in trouble.
I think going back to the other question, I think if some of those things hadn't happened, Mary would have been just happy with her bakery and making cakes.
Yeah. I think she was just so tired of being, it's a word, like people really discounted her, like they didn't think she was worth as much as she was. And she was like, I absolutely am. And also, I'm Marie's twin. Yeah. Did that surprise you?
I was like, it made me gasp. I was like, how did I not catch this sooner? Yeah, I was just, no way. I know that they kept saying that they look like each other and stuff.
But they talked about all the other Marys.
Exactly. So I was like, And then it all clicked.
Yeah, it all clicked. I don't know if I appreciate or really dislike when books do that, where everything clicks rapid fire right at the end and everything's going crazy.
It's too much. It's just like, I need this worked up slowly, because if it had worked up slowly, we wouldn't have that lull in the middle.
That was my problem, was the lull in the middle of the book, because I was sick of hearing of Sadie's adventures in the bedroom. Like,
yeah, that was too much.
It was.
Because of that, Marie became my second favorite character, because I just could not handle with Sadie's bedroom escapades.
It's like, what's the logic here? Like, I guess whatever, do your thing, but like, why do I have to read about it? One paragraph, sufficient.
We would have gotten the point. Too much.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I cannot understand Sadie for the life of me. I don't know what she's up to at any point in time.
But she's the character that you have to just keep thinking about. So, okay. Yeah, so who's your favorite character?
Mary. Yeah, I didn't want to. I don't like how she was inciting violence. I had a problem with that. But she got the job done.
She did, and she did work her way up to be a very powerful woman in a time where there was not very many. Yeah.
I liked part 1 of Mary. Part 2 of Mary was a little hard to swallow, but...
Yeah, that's where she got bumped down to second favorite for me, because she was fine for the first bit, and then... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, oh dear. What did you think of Sadie's time? Originally, what did you think of her writing when she was just doing poems?
I liked her poems. I really did, actually. I wanted to get the actual copy and read them with the paper in front of me.
Yeah.
Because what? Was one of... Exactly. Was one about a blackbird?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one I was thinking of right now, too.
I really liked her poems. Her writing lost me. I would probably not be reading those books, but... I really want to read a book of her poems.
It was neat and it was bold.
Yes.
Very brave. I thought it was funny that she was like, oh, you guys have lost all power over me right now. Good job, Sadie.
Yeah, I applaud her for writing things that would 100% be banned then, and would still probably be banned in some places now. But
yeah,
just not my style of book to read.
No.
Yeah, but I loved her poems. What did you think?
Yeah, I did too. I was sad that nobody was cheering for her aside. Like, it was good that she did have Marie as a love. Well, maybe not.
Was it?
It was nice that she had a supporter at certain points that recognized her brilliance. I don't know if that helped anything. Probably didn't.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah. During that chat about the book with the authors, somebody had brought up there's not really any good mothers in this book. And perhaps the book might have gone differently had there been.
Yeah. That's such a good point. I can't think of any mothers.
No.
Of course, there were some mothers, but I can't think of a single good one.
No.
Because it was so horrible what Sadie's mom thought of her. Like, that just broke my heart.
Yeah, and her talking, like her coming home in the ragged clothes and stuff. It was sad.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sad. And it seemed like Marie's dad loved her to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
What did you think of his parenting? Like, his idea of how she should be raised?
I feel like he suppressed a lot of her actual emotions.
With the Sadie thing, he did. But up until that point, I thought it was an interesting approach to parenting. Clearly not the best, but interesting.
It was different. I never super pay attention to that too much, but it was very different.
Yeah. I mean, living your childhood drug addiction just to help them forget their friend wasn't cool.
Yeah, no, there were some points where it's just a given.
No.
But was that just how things were in the 1800s?
Yeah, because he also was taking medication for himself.
Exactly. And whenever she wanted to talk about Sadie, he always shut her down. Of course, this is later on. And just because he always wanted everybody to be happy, and I'm just like, that's not healthy.
It's not healthy. No, it's not. You might want to go to some therapy, Louis.
Yeah.
Poor Hortense.
I know, I felt so bad for her. I wish...
Actually, she could have been, had she been alive, she probably would have been my favorite character.
I wish that we could have gotten to know her. I like that there was that little chapter about her, but I think she could have been... I know she was severely depressed.
Very depressed because of Louis. Like, he like, gave her all this love. Like, he started to actually love her and then took it back. That's so sad.
Yeah.
I think she must, obviously... Well, I think she loved them.
I think she did.
I don't know.
It just makes me mad because she was the owner of the sugar factory, and then he got it, and then his mistress's daughter got it, and all that just made me...
George.
Yeah. Should have gone to George. She is the rightful owner.
Actually, George, even if she hadn't been raised the way she was, she still probably would have been a good owner of it, I feel.
I think she would have been, and she would have been given all the money and a different life that she could have used that for good.
Yeah.
Because
I know Marie intended to, but I don't... Even when they came to her and they said, hey, this is what's going on, she was still like, well, screw you. So I think that it was always going to kind of end up that way with Marie.
Yeah.
Or Mary.
I was surprised that at the end of the book, Sadie was still alive. I expected her to also die.
I did when the chapter that was called Sadie Arnett's Head Rolls Up a Hill or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was gone. I'm surprised she made it out of that one.
Yeah. With all the talks of sweets, did you think that Marie's death would be in a cupcake?
Honestly, I knew her death was coming. I knew Mary was planning her death. So when the cupcake showed up, I should have known.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't quite remember, but not really. No. Yeah, and I should have also known for sure that it would have been poison. I should have been.
Yeah, I really didn't want Marie to die. I wanted to see what she would end up doing with this glamorous life. But it did seem like that was when she was going to die. And then when Sadie threw it up right away, oh, that's it. Obviously, yeah. Sadie's going to be alive. And this was poison, like just random cupcakes show up.
Mm-hmm. I kept expecting. I expected them to die sooner.
Yeah.
Like, it just seemed like they were really pushing.
Yeah, there was a lot.
They thought they were immortal or something.
Yeah,
like, why are you taking these people off so much?
They kept pushing the boundaries. But all throughout the book, I don't know if afterwards you thought about this, but afterwards when I was thinking about this book, how much she talked about sweets and cakes and all this kind of stuff, I was like, afterwards, not surprised that that's...
No, and there was huge foreshadowing.
Yes.
That Mary was gonna... There's a lot of foreshadowing in this book, period, but about Mary.
Yes. Yeah, this book was full of it. That's a good catch. Gave a warning for what's going to happen.
Yeah. But it was also so ominous, too, right from the start.
Yeah, it was very ominous, and there was a lot of parts that I didn't like that.
No.
Yeah.
Can't believe Mary shot her mother and was like, glad she's dead. My dad saved me from that life.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awful. How can she have no...
Not remorse. Empathy?
Yeah, I think that's it. How can she have no empathy for it?
And she said she was right to be afraid of Agatha doing anything motherly towards her.
And no.
Some of the... Because I always like to look and see how people feel about this book, whether they like it or don't like it. And so some of the concerns that I found for it were people said the characters were too flat. Which, I mean, they kind of were. But I think that was done intentionally. If Marie and Sadie had grown or learned in any other way other than to serve themselves, then the story wouldn't have gone that way it did. And they were intelligent girls, but not that way.
interesting. I find that they had, since we followed their whole life, like some people are just like that, so I never really found them flat. I just found them that's the way they were.
And another concern that was mentioned was just that it's supposed to be a feminist novel, but really all the females did was tear each other apart and attack each other. So somebody had a problem.
Yeah, that's true. There was no, like even right at the beginning with the Goblin Market poem recite, tearing each other down right from the beginning. Yeah, you're right. Can you think of one time where they were lifting each other up?
That's hard. I mean, obviously George and Sadie's writing, but George was just an uplifting character, period.
Yeah, like
when Sadie went and bought the house, yes, she was always had it out for her parents, but when she went and bought the house in defense of what her brother had done to Marie, I thought then, and I guess kind of in the murder, it ended up very bad, like with Marie selling out Sadie.
Yeah.
But Sadie seemed originally to be, did she, like on board with kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was no way that Sadie wasn't going to take the fall. I think she was proud of herself for doing it in a weird way.
Eating an apple.
It's like, well, that happened. I'm going to go have my snack now.
It was just weird. Maybe she's in shock?
Yeah.
She didn't seem too phased.
No, she just shrugged it off and continued with her day. Yeah, everybody has shock differently, but just the way that she continued on in the book, I don't think she had any, remorse, empathy for that. Yeah. Yeah, she's a very uncomfortable character.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
And I really don't like how she took advantage of George, which is totally a Sadie character move, but I just felt bad.
Yeah, but George immediately being like, all right, well, we're in a relationship, and I get that. That's like even.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, based on where you live, are you used to exclusive relationships?
Yeah, how Sadie just kept bopping around town, and George was just like, oh, I just want her to be mine.
Yeah, and then in her extreme jealousy, what she did afterwards, and I don't disagree with it, but it was just very vindictive. Yeah,
that's a good word for it.
What was the most challenging or difficult part of the book for you to read or understand?
The hardest part, this one's been on my mind a lot, but when Mary went to the foreman to keep her bakery, and basically, you can keep your bakery only if I get to take advantage of you, that I put the book down. I knew what was going to happen. I just can't deal with this right now. And then finally, I'm like, okay, I got to get through this part because I want to finish the book. I just don't want to listen to this. So that was the hardest part. I definitely put it down for a few days because it's just not fair. And it made me so mad. And like, I liked Mary at the time because I think that was a big pivotal point for, well, it would have been for anybody, but where she started having more hate. And that's fair.
Yeah, and the scene with Marie, too. And I was so mad that when Sadie came back that they didn't just have that talk. And I don't like the miscommunication trope, but that's so Sadie.
Ugh, my goodness. The miscommunication just drove me nuts.
Sadie was born to miscommunicate with you, though. For somebody so good at speaking, she doesn't.
Yeah, the miscommunication from start to finish in this book just made me want to shake all their little heads. But yeah, with what happened with Sadie's brother and Marie, it really bugged me how all the maids and no one actually talked to her about it.
Yeah, because they could have. And I thought at that point she was turning into more of a likable character because she started to give the maids more free reign. And I feel like even in the end, because they said she had some weird maids, but
yeah, she treated her maids just fine, but all of her other workers she was cruel to.
Yeah. No, it would have been good if one of them had spoken to her about.
Yeah, I think that if someone had, it would have turned out differently, the whole book.
I am so glad, though, about what happened to the Arnett's in the end. Every single time there was one nail in their coffin, I was like, yes.
I was like, how dare you first, you treat your daughter like that, and how dare Philip do this?
I think she did the absolute worst revenge she could have done.
That was the one, sticker I'll give Sadie.
Well, this is a fun one. If you could swap one character with a character from another book, who would it be?
I need preparation for the question.
I know. Yes.
I don't know. What do you got? What do you have for this?
Because I would like to just do a really hilarious, just really mess some stuff up.
Who is some jokester?
You can't get rid of the two best friends. You can't.
You have to leave them there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want anything that would really mess up the plot line. So Louis would probably have to stay. And I told you I like Mary and George. Who am I going to swap out?
I don't know. Have to be one of those side characters, like the apothecary lady. She was so important too. Maybe if someone had her role, but was just like a different kind of personality.
Right? Because then things would have gone different. Because she was a mastermind.
She pulled all the strings for everything, actually.
Yes. Speaking of her, did you know that she didn't like Mary? I thought they were buddies.
I did not know that.
That's what the author said. And she just mentioned it so casually.
I thought...
All right.
I had no idea. I thought they were friends too.
So just because it's been on my mind lately, that the lead female character from A Certain Hunger,
Yes.
because she is a boss lady
Yes.
and she likes murder.
She fits right in.
Switch her out, see what happens.
There's gonna be more than just potions and
There's gonna be
whatnot.
pickaxes.
Yeah.
That was a crazy.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine? You'd be able to buy body parts. You want a new pinky? We've got them.
Yeah, and her cooking would bode with Mary's cooking.
Yeah.
But then everybody would be cannibals without knowing.
My goodness. And that's how a whole new story is written.
Yeah, I think things would still happen kind of similarly. Just different flavor, different seasoning.
It'd be a whole underlying ick under it all.
She is so ick to me.
I really liked that book, but it was a little gruesome.
So gruesome. I ain't never read nothing like that before.
But you know, now that you say it, these two books have a little bit in common. Not much.
Do you think so?
But just like,
Not much.
just, I could see Sadie going down that route if it was a different world for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if that piqued your interest, right?
Exactly. You never know.
Have you thought of anybody, or we're happy with where?
I think I'm going to stick with your answer because I can't think of anybody. I keep trying to think of somebody hilarious to throw in there, but honestly, I don't really read that many hilarious books.
No, we don't really.
We should probably work on that.
Just take somebody from one of our cozy Christmas novels.
Just throw in that girl from that
Bookstore?
yeah, that one. I can't remember her name. Just throw her in for the loop.
Throw in her guy.
There we go.
He was like very religious. It would have been funny. What was his religion again? Do you remember?
I can't remember at all what it was. I'll have to go.
Read another one from the series this Christmas.
I can't wait.
Okay, we've already kind of talked about if we would recommend this. I would still recommend it.
Yeah, me too. I would definitely recommend it. But I wanted to know, before we're done, what the spot in the book was that made it difficult for you. Because I told you my spot that I had to put it down for a bit, but did you have one?
I didn't like the Marie part. I had a lot of trouble with that. The Mary part was very difficult for me as well, but by that point, I was kind of like not numb to it, but I expected it, and it felt more empowering that she got to make the choice, at least.
Yeah, it was really heartbreaking for Marie.
But what I expected, and what would have been really, really bad for me, was if she hadn't gotten the bakery at the end. I really didn't think she was going to.
Yeah, because he was so scared of who he saw afterwards, she's got this locked down now. Yeah.
The men in this book, like, there were a lot of moron men in this book.
Yeah, they were all really annoying.
Except for the detective, but was it really that hard to figure it out? I don't know, but I did like the detective.
Yeah, he's the only person that seemed to actually be on the good side of things. And he didn't not discount the women, and he was a little scared of them, so I give him that.
Oh, I loved that part where they were scared of the 12-year-olds. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. I forgot about all that.
That was good.
When Marie went into Mary's store, and it was like, any thoughts on that situation?
I liked their dynamic. I think it was so stereotypical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, first avoid the hard truth in front of your face,
Mm-hmm.
and then when that doesn't work, try and use your money to get rid of it.
Yeah, that was totally Marie. But about the 12-year-olds, did you agree with what they were doing to the foreman?
But yes.
It had me laughing.
I know that, and then their masks, like, they were great. They were fantastic. People thought they were following them around. That was great.
Honestly, they might be my favorite characters now. I forgot about those little
I
tricksters.
was trying, with that question, I was trying to specifically think of one, but I couldn't.
Yeah, those kids were great.
So this, the author had said, even though this book was based in the past, that it's talking about some very pivotal issues nowadays. Did you feel that that's true? I mean, you kind of have to say yes. But...
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. I do still think that they're true. If I lived in a hole under a rock, then I could say no, but no one can do that anymore with all the internet around. But yeah, I think it's still very present today.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I guess that really puts into focus how long-term these have been issues.
How long, what, sorry?
Like how long these have been issues.
Yes. They've been issues before this book and decades afterwards.
So do we want to dive into what book we're going to be discussing next time?
Yeah, let's talk about what's next week. Next week, yeah.
Next week. So next Tuesday at 10 will be the spoiler-free version of a brand new book. Do you have the title in front of you?
Yes, this one is called The Wishing Game, and it's by Meg Shaffer. Yes. So if you want to jump into it now before our spoiler-free, go ahead. Or you can wait till our spoiler-free to see if it is something you're interested in.
Yeah. And it's quite a different tone.
Completely. It is the complete, honestly, opposite, I think. Yeah, it definitely is. It only took me about 4 or 5 days to listen to, so it is a quicker read and less heavy on the heart. But
also more heavy in certain ways.
As I said, there's also a lot of parts that made me cry, so take that with a grain of salt.
All right, well, see you next time.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks for flipping through Pages Across the Prairies with us. Until next time, keep your tea warm, your bookmark handy, and if you enjoyed today's chat, like, share, and subscribe to join us again.